Hello guys, we are here to give you some basic tips in daily life and educational contents. Let's go! Hello, so we're here at Altachara, GMA Cavite right now. It's so hot right now. Castor, come here. It's very hot right now. What can you
Yeah.
say?
For me, I think we should stay hydrated.
Yes, sir.
So right now we'll give you some tips to beat the heat during the summer.
So guys, first thing you need to do is always bring your water to stay hydrated, to avoid getting heat stroke and anything.
Secondly, guys, we should always bring our umbrella so that we can have a temporary shade whenever there is none.
Lastly, we can wear light colored clothes or thin clothes. Believe it or not, colored of our clothes can affect the heat we feel during the summer.
Hi guys! I'm here with my group mate Chelame and I'm going to ask her for the basic tips or her suggestions for our fellow STEM students or incoming STEM students.
So here's the 4 basic tips for STEM students. Tip number 1 is prepare for class. Read through the chapters and review the books or modules learning objectives. The second tip is attend class daily. Take useful notes and get answers to the questions you identified in the previous step. Review what you have learned. Continue resolving and generating questions as you build your knowledge. Last tip, assess your learning. Take every opportunity to test your learning. This testing provides a good indicator of what you know and don't know well. So that's the 4 basic tips of STEM students.
So yun guys. What are your experiences on being a STEM student right now?
For me, I think STEM is probably the hardest brand
Why do you say so?
because it involves critical skills and more math solving.
What would you recommend to the upcoming
Oh.
STEM students?
I'd recommend to, of course, review and study the lessons beforehand so they get an idea before the lesson is started and taught to them.
Oh, nice. So here's Mr. Mantilla. So I'll ask him about what did you expect when you first started STEM Strand?
Expected ko madali, hindi naman sa madali. Yung kaya ko siya kasi yung ate ko, she was STEM before she went to college. So, yung mga ginagawa niya nakikita ko, kaya I think kaya ko namang gawin. Ma-advise ko sa mga upcoming senior high na gusto mag-STEM, pag-isipan nyo muna kung ano talagang gusto yung gawin sa buhay, anong course gusto nyo kunin. Pero pag sure na kayo mag-i-STEM kayo, good lang.
Now we're here to interview Mr. Dan. So what did you expect when you first started STEM Strand?
Hell.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Why did you say so?
Because when you started the STEM strand, it is more on calculations, research, and the teacher expected more on you, so it's really hard to fail. So yeah, it's hell.
So what would you recommend to upcoming grade 11 STEM Strand students?
Make sure if your decision is right, and hell nah.
Okay. That's a hell answer from you, huh?
Hi, I'm Dan Ashley B. Santos from G12-STEM, and I'm here to inform you about on how to avoid getting misinformation from the internet. Election is near. Have you chosen your bets? Have you seen the achievement or already seen a lot on the internet. Why am I asking this? Well, hundreds of fake accounts and fake news have been roaming the internet, and it dramatically increased when the election got near. And even the information you are believing till today might not be true. In order to know if the information is legitimate or true, here are some things you need to do. Number 1. Know who posted the news you saw. All people can create fake accounts or troll accounts just to spread false information, including you, that will benefit their chosen candidate. Some people just made up stories to encourage people to go to their site. With just enough spices, they can make the viewers believe what they have watched. That's why it's also important to check who posted that information. Number 2. Check if the information posted has sources or where it came from. In this way, you can make sure that the news or information really happened. After you check who posted the information, is it still suspicious? The next thing you can do is check if the provider includes some sources of information. Step 3. Lastly is doing some research. If the news provider is suspicious and there is no source about the news, the last thing and essential thing you can do is do some research about it. Same as the second step, you can check if the news occurred or happened. It is your responsibility to know if a information you saw is true. Yes, it is true that you can get almost everything in the internet, but not all of them is true.
Good afternoon, guys. I'm here to talk about the importance and experiences towards fake news and media literacy. And for me, I think the possibility that piece of information can have different results has a lot to do with fake news, which I think has led to social unrest towards many parts of the world. Most importantly, society, which is usually split between two parties, pro and anti-government.
Hello, I'm Aaron Ortiles, STEM student.
I'm Annie Vador, STEM student.
And
you're
you're
watching
watching
STEM
STEM Support.
Support.
STEM support? STEM support.
Wala ako. Charot. Hindi, kasi sana namin. So, question number 1 from @Fred23. Does the STEM track only appeal to students who have interest in careers in math and science?
For me, I don't really like math. It's hard to keep track sometimes, and I easily fall behind other students. I think not at all. You don't need to have interest.
Wow!
Next question is coming from Maika Solamo. How did you gain an interest in STEM fields?
Well, at first, I wasn't really interested in math and science. I find it really difficult, which I think most of the students can relate. But my father is an engineer, and most of my family were engineers. They've encouraged me to take engineering as well, and that's when my interest in STEM grew. I became interested in learning math and science, although it's still hard, but I like challenging myself and stepping out of my comfort zone. Next question is from @Daylene S. I'm not a gifted. Is STEM for me?
For me, it's up to you. If you're interested, well, go for it. All students benefit from integrated STEM education. It teaches you independent innovation and allows the students to explore more in depth. The hands-on nature of STEM increases the likelihood of success for students in that field too. Next question is from Kyla M. Why is it important to get more students, including females, interested in STEM education?
Well, in my own opinion, I think that STEM is our future, and I think that more women should get involved so that both genders are equally, and young girls should be empowered to do what their hearts desire. So next question is from @It's Brian. What tips can you give me as I will go to a STEM class next year?
Well, based on my experience, number one is don't miss classes because it's really hard to keep up. If you miss them, it's hard to catch up. One lecture can include a lot of lessons, and if you really can't help it, you do your best to catch up. Second is always pay attention. A short lecture of 5 minutes of some short formulas can turn into alien language if you don't listen. Yeah, and third, always ask your teacher because they know the most about your lessons and about your strand. That they're too valuable of an asset for your learning.
Most STEM students are actually competitive, so you have to keep up.
Next question is from Gid Chrysler. How do you prepare yourself to be a STEM student?
Well, you don't necessarily have to prepare yourself to be a STEM student. We have this misconception about STEM students that if you're a STEM student, then you should be a high-class student or a genius student, which is not true at all because I wasn't even a genius yet I still managed to get into STEM strand. I think what you really need if you're going to enter STEM strand is be responsible enough for your grade, be more organized and competitive, and you should learn how to step out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that's why we have different strands, right?
Next question is at Lenny Simp 100. Is STEM more difficult than other strands?
I can't really tell because I have no experience in other strands, but the answer is probably not necessarily more difficult. Each strand requires a unique set of skills that are different from each other. Like in STEM, you need to utilize more of your critical thinking skills, not like in a UM strand where you have to improve on your communication skills. So it's not necessarily more difficult, but each strand requires a different set of skills.
And we're not really actually different from any other strands student. We're just like you. We also struggle too.
Again, I'm Aaron Ortile.
And I'm Ani Bonador. And thank you for watching STEM Support.
Editing a video is hard and tiresome, but there are tips to make it easy for you. I will share you my routines before I edit a video. The first thing that I usually do is to prepare. Preparing background music, script, and transitions can help me make my videos better. It can help us visualize the outcome of the video. The second thing that I usually do is to pick out clips that I can use for my video. In this way, I can save up time finding video clips that I will use for my video. The third thing that I usually do is to watch tutorial videos on YouTube. With this, I can use some techniques that I don't know how to use yet for editing my video. The last thing that I usually do is to practice. Practicing editing videos is a really good thing. It can make you better at editing videos. Every talent and skills takes time before it becomes better. Just like editing videos, we always need to practice so that we can enhance our skills on editing.
Thank you for watching our video. If you like our video, please don't forget to like and share it. Comment down below other contents you want to see.